The air was cold, but the sun was out as we left our camp outside of Jasper to head back up the road toward the Columbia ice field and the Athabasca Glacier. We enjoyed the fantastic scenery as we made the 2-hour drive, with stops, to take in the breathtaking views. Nancy was able to secure us tickets a few days earlier to take a tour of the Athabasca Glacier. The tour leaves from the visitor center, and we plan to arrive 45 minutes early to make sure we were dressed appropriately for glacial exploring, and also to use the facilities. Not necessarily in that order. Once you start the tour, there aren't any washrooms until you return to the visitor center some 2 to 3 hours later. The skies ahead began to look dark, gray, and foreboding. Nancy commented that it looked like snow. We laughed. It's the middle of June, but they had forecasted the possibility of rain today in the afternoon, and we were hoping it would hold off until our tour was complete. Outside the visitor center was parked this Goliath of a bus. It's called an Ice Explorer and looks like it's up to the task of delivering us to the glacier. The wheels are 5 feet tall. At the top of the steps, just outside the entrance, this cool-looking machine. Apparently, it's one of 2 other types of vehicles they used to use for tours of the glacier. It reminded me of the old '63 Bombardier snowmobile we used to have when I was a kid. I never saw the third kind of vehicle, but our tour guide referred to it as the shake and bake because I guess it had no suspension and wasn't cooled, so it got quite toasty inside. You can see the glacier we were headed for above the cab. It was interesting to think about the glacier covering the spot where I stood to take this picture 180 years ago. I didn't take the picture 180 years ago, but the glacier was here. They estimated that this glacier will no longer exist by 2030. Before we could board the Ice Explorer, we had to get on a regular bus to take us to the staging area at the base of the glacier. It was only a 5 to 10 minute ride from the visitor center. Our driver provided informative commentary about the glacier on the way. Once at the staging area, we climbed aboard the Rabbit Ice Explorer. It wasn't called the Rabbit because it was fast. It just had a rabbit logo, so folks could remember which one was theirs. The drivers won't wait for you if you fall behind and don't come back when they holler, so you'd be left on the glacier to catch the next ride back. The Ice Explorer is a lot like a bus on the inside, but it's a big bus. It weighs 27 tons. Its 5-foot tall wheels are all independently driven. It's capable of climbing or descending slopes as severe as 36% grades. There are only 23 of these in the world, and 2 of them are permanently stationed in Antarctica. The others are all here. We had to go down a 29% grade to get to the glacier. This is us going down. The driver told us it's one of the steepest unpaved roads in North America, and who am I to doubt him when I could feel the seat belt holding me in my seat? Our guide and driver's name was Ewell, and he was from Alice Springs, Australia, where he had also worked as a guide. He had to spend several months, 10-hour days, training to operate the Ice Explorer. He was also very knowledgeable about the glacier. Here he is sharing some information about glacial ice as we made our way toward the glacier. After that, enjoy some of the footage we shot once we arrived at the glacier.
We think of ice as water that's been frozen, but it's more accurate to describe glacial ice as stone that has been compressed, squashed and squished. So if you start out with 40 to 50 meters, 150 feet or so of snow that has piled up and built up on itself, over time, about 4 to 5 years of the weight of the snow above pressing down, compressing the snow beneath it, those start to form layers of glacial ice.
We are standing on the Athabasca Glacier in the middle of June, and it's snowing on us. How cool is that? Nancy is all decked out in her winter apparel. She's got mittens, she's got a hood,
She's got like long johns and all kinds of like gear on, so she's ready. She is so excited. We are on the rabbit bus, which is an appropriate bus for us because Nancy is as giddy and as bouncy as a rabbit right now. So that's exciting to see. This is her first glacier.
Nanook is home.
Nanook is home. This is where she wanted to be. We just took a ride on one of these ice explorers. Actually, that one right there. And I guess it's one of 25 in the world where you can ride on one of these. And the other two, there's 23 of them here, and there's 2 in Antarctica. All-wheel drive, basically. They don't go very fast, but they can go up pretty steep inclines. So I think he said 30, something like 36 or 37% grade. We went down a 29% grade. That's pretty cool.
Which means we have to go back up it.
Which means we have to go back up it. We're gonna go for a walk. Let's explore. It's a little icy.
Look.
It's like walking on ice cubes.
People are eating it too.
I'm not sure I'd go that far. So the Discovery Center that we came from is down there, but you can't see it from here. You should be able to see it. If it wasn't snowing like a blizzard, you'd be able to see it. This is like the most, it's awesome to be on a glacier. It's more awesome to be on a glacier when it's in the middle of a snowstorm. Alright, before it was just flurries, but now we're in a full-fledged snowstorm here. Ice Explorer Nancy. This is an example of one of those crevasses. And you can sort of see how easy it would be for it to get covered with a little bit of snow.
I was in shorts, t-shirts, and flip-flops about 25 minutes ago.
We have about 30 minutes. And we are surrounded by mountains, but you would never know it.
Standing on a glacier.
Nancy has snow accumulating on her now. So it was flurries when we got here, but it's downright snowing now. The good side is that we don't have much in the way of any kind of wind, which we've had in the last few days here. So I'll take that, and I'll take the snow over the rain that they forecast. So, woohoo!
Do you see those crazy people out there? They are walking up the glacier. It is about a 6-hour hike, and it's about 5 kilometers in the snow, and they get to stand and maybe possibly fall into a crevasse.
As you can no doubt tell, we were both very excited to be here, and what would have already been a memorable moment became even more magical with the addition of unexpected snowfall. The whole experience was definitely a highlight for us. This is Trekagog.